Good afternoon, I'm Connor Yates and these are your Solent Sports News headlines. Arsenal women's manager has been sacked. Jonas Eidevall has resigned in his position after his side's poor start to the season. The Gunners won 2 League Cups during his tenure, but have just picked up 1 win in 4 games this campaign. Assistant coach René Slagers has been appointed as interim manager until a permanent replacement has been found. Manchester United legend Sir Alex Ferguson has decided that he will leave the club at the end of this season. He has held the role of club ambassador and director since retiring from management in 2013. The decision comes as new owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe looks to cut costs in order to invest more money in the team, who currently sit 14th in the Premier League. Solent University's third team kicked off their season away to University of Southampton last week in a thrilling game. We caught up with 2 players before the game to get their thoughts on the derby and the challenge at hand. After the game, Solent manager Toby Short gave us his thoughts on his team's performance in their first match and derby together. Ed Groves reports.
It's the first match day of the season for Solent Freeze and they take on Uni of Southampton, a derby which always promises to be a tough one for referees. Newly appointed captain Ben Gamble, who is also making his debut, reveals the team have been working hard and are ready for the derby ahead.
Obviously it's derby day tomorrow, so in my eyes and everyone else, it's the biggest game of the season, even though it's first game. We've been working hard in training, week in, week out, preparation for this game, and we believe we are all set, ready for this game. Obviously it's my debut as well, so I'm a bit excited. Obviously leading the boys out on your debut is quite a big thing. And yeah, just to add on again, it's the derby, so why not be up for it?
Solent Freeze are facing a big blow before the derby. A starting centre midfielder, Aaron Sanger, has suffered an injury in the last training session of pre-season.
Obviously, it's very gutting to be injured. I felt like I was quite sharp in pre-season. Training was going well. To miss the first couple months of the season is going to be tough. But the boys, I trust in the boys. You know, they're a good squad. I'm sure they'll be able to pick up some results along the way, and hopefully I can just get back to fitness and help the team when I'm back fit.
After being 3-0 down, Solent ended the game 3-2. Freeze manager Toby Short was clearly short-tempered after the result and insists more fight is needed for the rest of the season.
Just one of those things. I thought start of the season, you don't know exactly what you're going to get until you are in the first game. We've had training games, you've had practice sessions, and until the first ball's kicked, you don't really know. And unfortunately, we were bitterly disappointed because the start wasn't there, the energy weren't there, quality weren't either. Half time came out with a little bit more fight, but still nowhere near enough. Unfortunately, only kicked into gear after about 70 minutes, which can't happen on a weekly basis. Otherwise, you're not going to have a successful season. But as I say, it's just one of them. We know what we need to work on now. I'll say it to the players afterwards. Cause I think even if I say it, they already know it, or they should do. And if they don't, I'm surprised as to why they're playing. But yeah, just one of those things.
England captain Ben Stokes will return to the Test side for the first time since injuring himself during the 100 in August. England lead 1-0 against Pakistan following their record-breaking victory in Multan. The ICC have confirmed that the game will be played on the same pitch that was used for the first. National Charity Wickets aims to provide disadvantaged young adults the chance to play cricket. In Southampton, coach Hamza Khan has been recognised nationally for his work for the charity in St Mary's area. Cameron Jarvis spoke to Hamza as well as one of the participants of Wickets to find out more about the charity and their work.
St Mary's Leisure Centre is a hub for young people to come and play sport in a friendly and non-competitive environment. The centre also provides a place for the charity Wickets, a global cricket charity to help young people who don't have access to nearby cricket facilities or money to afford cricket equipment.
We don't have actually access to cricket within 1 mile or 2 miles, so as Wickets comes in, it's basically there's moss around everything, and the whole people lives down here is easy access to cricket. When I come to UK, I first started cricket back in 2019. From there, I first went to my wicket session when I was in year 8, and from there on, I drop out sometimes from wickets, then I jump in. But then later on, coaches told me I can do coaching courses now, and now I coach with the wickets. When I teach little kids and they learn from me, it makes me feel really great because there's no access to cricket in different parts of the country. So young people coming in, I teach them, it makes me feel great about myself.
Due to wickets, Hamza has had a once-in-a-lifetime experience at the Kia Oval, where he won an award for his contributions to wickets.
It was an amazing event, to be honest. I didn't even know I was going to get an award, but yeah, later on when I found out, I was amazed and I couldn't express my feeling down there. And thank you to all the wickets coaches and development officers throughout the whole country who helped me to get to that position.
Karanvir Connors is one of the participants of this programme. Being a part of it has had a huge impact on his life skills and his confidence.
It's a good activity which we're doing to get more kids who are unfamiliar with the sport to get involved. It's good to be participating and getting active and coming to these weekly sessions, and it helps in getting better in cricket. It helps my skills and helps me be confident with other people, and helps me improve my batting, my bowling.
Cricket is a growing sport in this country, and wickets is at the heart of that. Cameron Jarvis, Solent Sport News.
Women's basketball has arrived at the Solent Sports Complex, where seasoned player Gemma Moss looks to debut after an extensive year-long ACL injury. We spoke to Gemma about her journey back to the court, her ambitions for the season, and how much of a mental toll the setback has had ahead of her first steps back onto the court. Harry McBain reports.
As the new basketball season approaches for university teams, one budding player is back from injury and looking forward to stepping back onto the court. Solent women's basketball player Gemma Moss broke her knee and tore her ACL at a music festival, leaving her unable to play the sport and forcing a period of watching on from the sidelines.
I broke my knee last year at Reading Festival, which forced me out for a year because I did my ACL and broke a bone. There was a mosh pit. I wasn't in the mosh pit, but the crowd basically moved and I just happened to be at the bottom of it from when everyone kind of fell like dominoes. And imagine you fall over, someone lands on your knee, you hear it, and then basically what felt like the whole of Reading fell on it afterwards.
After a spell of physiotherapy, she is back and raring to go. However, she is aware of the precautionary steps that she will need to consider in such a fast-paced sport.
It was very difficult, it was very long, it was much longer than I expected it to be and what quite a lot of people anticipated it was going to be. Not just from an actual physical point of view, but also a mental point of view. It was just long sitting on the sidelines, having to watch games go on and you not being able to affect anything.
The Solent team did not play last season, so Gemma is hoping her love and knowledge of the sport, as well as her limitations through injury, can help both on and off the pitch, as she may be forced to adapt a new role.
I think I'm going to kind of do the player coaching role, but I want to play as much as I can, obviously, but not push it too much until my knee's fully pain-free. Even now, like, I'm not putting 100% into it and I'm still very wary of what could happen. I think because I know that I'm more likely to do something more to it, not just to my actual knee, to my other knee as well. So I think there is still that element where I'm holding back a lot, and I think it's hard to think the fact that my knee may not ever be the same again, but I think it's more overcoming it and just become a stronger athlete.
Any injury can be hard to deal with, both mentally and physically, but having a determination like Gemma's means that she'll be hooping for a quick recovery.
Solent international student Kendra McCoy has been living in England for almost a year. Her sport of choice is not the most popular one out there. However, her success has shown through her many achievements. I went to learn more about her story and her sporting successes. How do international sports students cope in a different country? Well, we interviewed Kendra, a Canadian badminton player, to get further insight on this.
Hi, I'm Kendra McCoy.
Brilliant. And what sport do you do at Solent?
I play badminton.
Brilliant. And how long have you been playing badminton for?
So I've been playing badminton for 6 years now. I played the last 2 years at my university in Canada at a national level. And when I decided I wanted to continue my studies here at Solent, I decided to try out and play for the women's badminton team here.
Kendra has won many trophies in badminton, but we wanted to ask if there was anything else she wanted to pursue career-wise.
I would love the opportunity to coach, studying sports management. I know I want a career somewhere in the realm of sport, and badminton has been a very big interest area for me to work in. So I have been coaching year 7 and 8 students for the past 2 years in elementary and primary schools. and I love sharing the knowledge of the sport and teaching the fundamentals of the sport. So I believe with my skill set and my education, I believe I would make a great coach.
After finding out that Kendra excels in many sports, we wanted to know what sports she has participated in and for how long she has played them.
Yeah, I grew up playing ice hockey because it's Canada's biggest sport. So I played that for the majority of my life. And I also sailed for Team Canada, which was an amazing opportunity and such a great sport. But ultimately, I decided to go with badminton for my university career.
Finally, we wanted to ask Kendra if she could give any of the younger audience watching this some useful advice.
Enjoy the sport. It's very easy to learn the basic rules, and the more practice and repetition you take in the sport, the better you will get, and it'll come easier.
Connor Yates for Solent Sports News. Southampton was host to a top wrestling company this past weekend. Revolution Pro Wrestling has been on a huge rise in 2024, hosting some of the biggest shows in the country from the past 5 years. They came to the 1865 in Southampton on Sunday to present their 32nd show in the city, including a huge title matchup. Ethan Cook is here with the details.
Last Sunday we saw top British company Revolution Pro Wrestling host their 32nd show in the 1865 in Southampton. The opener lit up the crowd, who saw hometown hero JJ Gale defeat Charlie Sterling with a clean roll-up. We saw current Rev Pro champion Luke Jacobs get a hard-hitting victory over Joshua James, a precursor to his upcoming defence against Tomohiro Ishii at next week's Global Wars event in Doncaster. The first of two women's matches on the night saw former WWE superstar Millie McKenzie defeat the young Chantel Jordan using her patented spear. The funnest team in Europe, Sunshine Machine, successfully defended their tag team titles against Mark Shute and Kieran Lahisi to a huge pop, despite the latter team's attempt to cheat. Shah Samuels left the patron saint of St Mary's, David Francisco, in a bloody heap after their brutal respect match, which went all over the venue. And Michael Oakland's Azai came up short against Connor Mills and Jay Joshua in the night's 23-minute main event. However, after saving his manager Amira from getting attacked, Oku ended the show speaking to his fans in the audience and watching at home.
And listen, I have spoken about the fact that Amira and myself, listen, we don't know how many times we will be here in the 1865, but I am not leaving Rev Pro until I get one more match for the undisputed British Heavyweight Championship.
Mike De Decker secured a shock win in the Darts World Grand Prix last night, beating world number 1 Luke Humphries in a thrilling match. Due to games like this, more fans around the world have started playing. One of these fans is Josh Cole, who has bought a vast range of darts. We spoke to him about how the quality of a dart affects how he plays. Pat Fitzgerald reports.
We're testing out different sets of darts with different price ranges to see if expensive darts really do make that much of a difference.
These are the 10p darts. These are the ones that we came with the dartboard. They feel really plasticky, and if you can see on the barrel, yeah, they've the worst grip. They're really slidey, and they're just quite terrible darts. These are 30 quid target orb darts. They have a decent grip, they have a decent weight to them, and yeah, they're just average darts. These are the 50 quid Rob Cross darts. They have a great feel to them. The barrel is nice, it's got great grip, and yeah, they fly really nicely. These are the 90 quid Nathan Aspinall darts. They have the best barrel, they have the best grip, they fly the best, and yeah, they're really weighted properly like a proper dart. They're 90% tungsten. They're the best dart. So in conclusion, what we've tested today is that price definitely does matter in darts. The 10p darts, they're really plasticky. They've got the worst grip to them. They feel really slidey. Compared to the £90 Aspinall darts, which are definitely the best. They've got the best weight to them. They've got the best detail on the barrel, where you can properly grip your hand and fingers on the dart when you're throwing them. So yes, price definitely does matter when you're throwing darts.
After reviewing the darts and deciding which ones were best, we asked Josh what got him into darts and why he would spend so much money on just one set.
Well, it's quite funny actually. I'm kind of a newbie to darts if you want to speak in that sense. When I watched the World Championship in 2023, Luke Littler's kind of resurgence into the game kind of just got me into darts really. Just watching him in that final versus Luke Humphreys, realising the atmosphere at the Ali Pali, yeah, it's really made me want to get into darts. Yeah, it is quite a lot to spend. Luckily, I bought it before I became a uni student, yeah, but it is quite a lot of money to spend on darts, and for people who don't really play darts, they wouldn't really understand why have you spent 90 quid on something that you only throw at a darts board like 3 times. But I played pub league darts back in Kent, so I needed a good pair of darts to try and keep up with all the old guys who have all the experience on me.
That's all from me for this hour. I'll be back at 4 with our main programme. Remember, you can keep up to date 24 hours a day on our website, which is solentsportsnews.com.